Delishees, grab a plate and feast on the delicious culture. I'm your host, Jon Francois. We are feasting on food, pop culture, and lifestyle with Mark J. Parker. And oh my God, what a resume this guy has. He's a film, TV, theater director, producer, casting director, acting and media coach, podcaster, screenwriter, playwright, video editor, SAG-AFTRA actor. What don't you do, Mark?
I know. Isn't it annoying? It's too much. It's too much. I'm like, okay. Right. But then you know how it goes. Sometimes then it's like there's nothing to do. Like with all the stuff we do in this business, some weeks you're crazy busy and then sometimes you're like, hello, has anyone out there? You know? So
yeah.
You gotta do a lot.
It's helpful. Exactly. So it's helpful to have as many skills in your plate as possible, just to keep yourself as busy as possible. So I do not blame you. I had the good fortune of being directed by Mark in a TV comedy pilot that he's producing called Murder Loves Company. And I think it's still in the post-production process.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've been slow with it, but I'm editing it as well, which I like editing. Sometimes when it's something I've written, directed, produced, cast, I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep looking at that. You know what I mean? So it takes me a while. I'm just life in general, you know, it's post on an indie thing, as you can imagine, right? It can never be a priority because then there's other things going on and you're chasing money here and there. So yeah, we're still working on it, but it's looking really good. It's very funny, which is good because, you know, you think it'll be funny when you do it, right? When you're on set. And then when it actually is funny, when you're like piecing it together, you're like, okay, all right, we got something good here, you know? So yeah, that'll be done in the coming months for sure. I want to have a premiere if we can and get as many people back. And then we'll start submitting it to festivals and, you know, that whole thing.
I love that. We'll see if we can talk a little bit about that experience later on because I had a great time shooting my part that day with you and the crew. And as for the editing thing, I totally get that. I mean, that's because I edit my own podcast.
Of course, you know.
The trouble you run into is just like balancing that mixture of like, oh, I want to be involved in the creative process. I want to make sure the audio quality, the content, everything is great. But then because you want everything to sound well, you're listening to it over and over again. And then by the time the final product comes out, it's just like, get it away from me. I want to move on to something else.
Right? It's like, okay, enough, right? That's why usually whenever I shoot something, because I just shot a couple things already this year so far, I need like a break from it. Like with Murder Loves Company, we'll talk more about it, but like that was my biggest shoot yet as like an independent producer. Like I've worked on TV shows, but I mean, that's a whole team, right? This was just mostly me and Greg, our fellow producer. So, I mean, 5 days of like all that, I was like, I don't want to look at this like for the rest of summer. I need to take a break, right? So yeah, you gotta take breaks. If you're like looking at the same thing for too long, that's when we go crazy, right?
Oh, absolutely. It could definitely be torturous. All right, so let's get into the 3 questions that anchor this podcast. Like I said, they have to do with food, pop culture, and lifestyle. We'll start with the first one. Mark, what is a delicious meal that you've had lately?
What a good question. Okay, I'm so boring. I'm like, what is a delicious meal I've been having lately? I don't know, because like I'm on a budget, lots of cooking at home, lots of very simple food. So if I can change the question slightly, John, if it's allowed, instead of favorite meal, I'm a big snacker and I've been having some delicious snacks lately. So does that count? Can I tell you some good snacks?
Absolutely. Okay. I'm a big snack guy as well. Go ahead.
Right? I feel like, especially with winter in New England, you know, like, I want all the good snacks. Okay, everybody, here are some snacks I've discovered recently. This is so funny. I sound like I'm 12. Okay. It's smart food popcorn, but it's Doritos nacho cheese flavored. Holy cow. Holy cow, everybody. Addicting. I got a big bag at BJ's because I'm like, okay, this will last me a while. All right, it's already halfway done and I got it a couple days ago. So good. So good. So, okay, that's number 1. Just yesterday, I realized, oh my gosh, it's Girl Scout season. Hello. So I went to girlscouts.com, put in my zip code, found a troop. Okay, I am late to the game. This was new, I guess, in the last year or two. Adventurefuls cookies. Have you had any of those yet, John?
No. Describe it to me.
It's a newer cookie. It's like part brownie inspired, so it's kind of like fudgy, chocolatey with caramel in the center. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, that box, I got it yesterday. It's already in alert, like danger. We are almost done. So good. So good. Chocolatey. The girls even told me, put it in the microwave for 5 seconds, no more. And it's going to be just the right amount of moist. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, Adventurefuls. They're new and holy cow. Okay, there's that. Oh, okay. I could keep going. I also discovered I'm a Cheez It hoe. Okay. I've been a Cheez It fan for decades, right? Just like comfort. Okay. Can you tell when I'm like editing or like working around the clock? I'm like, all right, snacks, right? So Cheez It has this great like medley. Oh, I should have looked. I forget what it's called. They have like a medley line now of like different things in the box, not just Cheez Its anymore. There's like a really good, I think they call it like snack mix with like pretzels and like crackers and cheese, right? Now there's a new one where it's like, oh my God, I should have looked. It's like a zesty one with like more cheesy goodness in it. Oh my God. But those Cheez-Its snack boxes, holy cow. Again, I get a box a couple days later. I'm like, whoa, I ate all that by myself in just 2 days. Whoa. So there's that.
I kid you not, Mark. The Cheez It snack mixes, I got on that because my wife would buy like these big these big large packs of the snack mixes, and I needed to like increase my snack load, so to speak, because I Uber and Lyft drive for a living. I have to have food out on the road to keep myself sustained. And that's in between lunch and dinner. So I'm having my peanut butter crackers, I'm having my protein bars, I'm having my Monster Trail mixes, my apples, my bananas, whatever. And if I run out of any of these snacks, I need to substitute it with something else. And I was like looking around the cabinet in our kitchen and boom, Cheez It snack mix. I'm like, all right, let me try this. And I've just been in heaven. I mean, the Cheez-Its, the pretzels, the pretzel stick, the whatever else they have in it.
They got like some good crunchy, like other flavors. Oh my God, you have to try the new one. It even says on the box, brand new. I'm like, oh God, I should have taken a picture of it at least to remember. But Jon,
my wife is angry at me right now because I've been eating all of it and I've been leaving nothing for her. She's like, oh my God.
Forget it, right? Like it ends up becoming, I know this, you guys are probably going to listen and be like, this guy Mark is not very healthy. I am, I swear. I'm a vegetarian. I eat so many veggies and rice and I'm like, let me just have some Cheez-Its, right? But like literally some days I'll just like get some handfuls of the Cheez-It snack mix and that just becomes my lunch because I'm like, wow, I'm stuffed because I just ate a box of these delicious Cheez-Its. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm so glad you're there with me. I love Cheez-Its. This is not sponsored by Cheez-It yet, but maybe one day. Hopeful. Hello, we're available, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's really good.
Yeah, but I have to say about the Smartfood popcorn, I have not tasted the Doritos nacho cheese flavored. I will say Smartfood popcorn, like I work for Vermont Stage part-time. They're a small professional theater company. So I do like house managing and box office shows for them. And they will like provide concessions as most theater productions do. And one of them is the Smartfood popcorn. And because we work on staff for low pay, we're allowed to like grab concessions for free. And the great mood that I'll get in during intermission, actually, no, not during intermission, when the show's going on, when the audience is in the theater, knowing that I can just munch on Smartfood popcorn, maybe some Flamin' Hot Cheetos, maybe some cookies, crackers. It's the best.
That right there. Okay. That's a commercial. That right there is a commercial for Smartfood, right? Guy working hard, audience going in, right? The show starts, he opens up a bag, he sits like in the back in the dark, and he's just like, okay, now it's my break and I can enjoy Smartfood. See?
Yeah.
It writes itself.
But can I ask, what about the Doritos nacho flavored Smartfood popcorn is substantial, is needed compared to just getting a regular Doritos nacho flavored chip?
Oh, wow. What a question. Okay.
What a loaded question.
I love this. See, I could talk about snacks all day. That's the thing.
Of course.
Okay. So it's funny. Growing up, like I loved like Cheez-Its, Cheetos, Tostitos, right? For whatever crazy reason, not until like being like a legit adult, not even like 20, like I'm talking like in my 30s. That's when I started really discovering like Doritos. And I'm like, why did I never really care about Doritos as a kid? So that's why Doritos chips aren't always like my go-to. Right? They're great. I'll eat them on set. Like I'll get like a small bag. I'll rarely get like a big bag of Doritos. I'd rather get a big bag of like Sun Chips or other flavored chips, right? So I think that's just my weird, like I was late to the Doritos chip game. But the Doritos nacho cheese on that soft popcorn, that Smartfood, it's just like you're just eating cheesy clouds of heaven. It's so nice. The handfuls. I'm like, I'm just going to get one handful because I try not to have that like during the day because like popcorn already just feels like such a nighttime thing, right? But sometimes I'm like, all right, I need to reward myself with a handful of this popcorn. And that handful becomes like 6 handfuls.
Oh my
Right.
God.
But so I hear you. I basically, long story short, have, realized later in life how good Doritos chips are. But there's just something, guys, about the popcorn. I think it's just a nice texture with this flavor. It's new, which also is just exciting, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a bag I hadn't seen before. I was like, I'm going to try that, right? So it's just a must try for
I know
sure.
what you mean about the smart food texture. There's just something about that
Mm,
softer, chewier
yeah.
popcorn texture that they give.
Right.
And then you combine that with the nacho cheese flavor.
And the
It's
little
the,
bit of like, even if it was just regular cheese flavored, right? There's like smart food that's just regular cheese,
yeah,
that like powder of the cheese on your fingers. I
right.
don't know. And it's not too messy like a Cheeto, right? Which is still delicious, but that's gonna get all over. Like, oh man, the
It's the
texture and the
best.
feeling, so good. And another similar cheese, this isn't a new thing. I've loved this for years, but John, since you love the Cheez It snack mix, this is so funny. I hope you're okay with this conversation.
No, no, it's
Um,
okay. It's okay.
but
And might I
have
say, before you get to that point,
yeah,
going off to your point about the popcorn at night,
yeah.
lately a night snack for me is Orville Redenbacher
Oh,
buttery popcorn with vanilla ice cream. Like there's just something about the mixture of
oh,
the salty and the sweet that
oh,
just brings
yeah.
me to heaven.
Now you don't put like the popcorn in the ice cream. You're not like
No, 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 no,
mixing
no,
like
no.
that. No, okay, nothing crazy. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say like whoa, right? But yeah, a little bit of both,
Separate
right?
but equal. Separate but equal.
Oh, good. I love it. No, yeah. Vanilla ice cream lately, I've been on like a vanilla kick, which is funny because I'm normally not. Give me like the stronger flavors, but
Yeah,
something
sure.
about like a nice like yellow vanilla or like vanilla bean. I'm like, with just like a little bit of like chocolate syrup. I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah.
really nice. Very simple, right? But going back real quick to the Cheez It snack mix, there's another snack mix that's in a bag called Munchies. Have you heard of
Okay.
or
I
seen
think I've heard
that?
of munchies. Yeah, yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah.
And Doritos are in that. And oh boy, yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. That is like standing in the kitchen zoning out and just like binge snacking. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
munchies for sure.
Yeah.
They're
So
a
we
little
have
bit
Doritos.
older. The Cheez It snack mix is a newer, kind of almost, I think, like copycat of the Munchie snack mix.
So the munchies came first.
To me, they did for sure. I've known about them for a good few years now, for sure. And they're
Okay.
cheap, and check it out because it's the same thing. Pretzels, some like Cheetos in there. What's interesting about Munchies is it's different brands together. Like it's on the bag. It says like Doritos, Cheetos. They're probably all owned by like some big corporation. But yeah, so it actually on the bag has like the logos of everything that's in it. So
Oh,
equally good. But the Cheez It snack mix might be just a touch better. There's something
better.
about it that's like a drug, right? I'm just like,
Yeah.
whoa, So
And I got it confused with the Chex snack mixes for a moment. Aren't they similar or is it different?
yeah, I don't love the Chex Mix. I've tried that many times over the years. I do like the Chex Mix. It's a desserty one. It's a sweet one. Muddy Buddies, I think it's called, where it's like
Okay.
chocolate. Those are good. Chocolate and peanut butter. And then there's also one that's
Wow.
chocolate and mint. I'm all for those, but the savory ones, I
Yeah.
don't know. They're not as strong for me. I need like a cheesy. I need like a Pringle. Like I need something with
Mhm,
like a bite, right? And the
mhm,
Chex
mhm.
savory ones, they're just kind of plain. They're good if you just need like a plain kind of crunchy snack. I usually like something a little more flavorful. And my last snack that I want to tell you, since you were talking about like protein bars on your drives around town,
Yeah.
right? I just got this for one of my shoots that I just did at BJ's. I'm like, all right, yeah, because so basically I just did like two short film shoots, kind of back to back, like a few weeks apart. And an actress in the first one was like, "Do we have any like protein snacks?" And I was like, "Ooh, good question. Not really." She's like, "Any cheese sticks?" Like because I'm always careful with like dietary restrictions,
Right.
like so I'm like, no, I kind of just got like granola bars and like Cheez-Its, and like
Yeah.
snack, and so I was like, okay, good to know. I got to get like a protein bar because granola bars, like fruity bars, aren't
Mhm.
necessarily any good for us. You know what I mean? Although I have a bunch. But
Yeah.
so protein bars, a really good recommendation. I love, and you're probably gonna love these, John. They're like, I forget how many grams of protein, but it was good. It was like a good mix. Nature Valley chocolate and peanut butter protein bars.
I think
I
I've
think
had those before. Yeah.
you might have had those. Yeah, they're simple, just like
Yeah.
I wish they were longer or bigger. Pretty simple. I feel like it was maybe like 20 grams of protein or something
Mhm,
really. Maybe
mhm.
that's a little extreme. Maybe 15. But ooh, delish. So good. And I
Oh,
like it because it's got that like kind of ricey taste or texture to it, if
yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Where it's like the chocolate peanut butter and like that kind of I think it's probably rice, but or quinoa. I don't know, something a little crunchy in there.
Mhm.
Oh boy, what a good snack. So,
Yeah. Oh my
yeah.
God. Are you familiar with the grocery store chain Hannaford?
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, was
Okay.
just there. Buying my
Yeah, yeah.
Cheez Its.
So are you based in Maine where we shot the TV pilot?
Yeah, well, I'm a little complicated right now. I'm now based no, so when I met you, I'm in New Hampshire. I'm in Dover. I'm right on the edge of Maine and New
Oh,
Hampshire.
I see.
But I still co-own a
Mhm.
house that I have in Kittery for a little bit longer. Going just got divorced, so like doing all that. But so yeah, I mostly now live in on the New Hampshire side, but right on the
Got it.
seacoast where Maine and New Hampshire meet. Yep.
Got
Been
it.
there
Yeah. So
for
we're
6 years this month.
got it. All right. So being from Vermont, we're fellow
Yeah.
Northern New Englanders.
Because I
We're
forget,
neighbors.
where in Vermont are you?
So me and my wife are based in Richford.
Okay, Richford. Is that near what's
So
that
that's
near?
very it's only 2 miles from the Canadian border. It's
Oh
up.
my god, you're that far up there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow, John, when you worked on the shoot, oh my god, how many hours did it take you? I didn't realize you
Oh,
were that
it was
far
only
away.
like a 3-hour drive. No big deal at all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you were able to just go there and back all on the same day,
Oh
one
yeah.
long day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I was considering staying the
Yeah.
night in Maine,
Mhm.
but because it was a fantastically concise 8-hour kind of day,
Yeah.
by 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening when I was released, it was like, oh, okay, I have enough energy to drive home. So
Yeah.
it was all
Doable.
good.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Wow. Yeah, you're
all
up
good.
there. Oh my god. If it's cold down here, it's gotta be so cold up there, John. How do you do it?
You know what? It did. Yes, we've had cold days the past few months, but
Yeah.
this past week we had like a few days of spring weather,
Oh,
beautiful
right.
60 degrees, sunny.
Oh, good.
And even when it got like wintry with the snow again, it's
Mhm.
still mild in like the
It's
30s and
mild.
40s. So
Yeah,
yeah,
spring's
it's
coming,
definitely. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. We
right?
need it to happen now and permanently because
Oh my
winter should be
god.
done.
I forget, have you been in Vermont, like, your whole life, or have you been up
No,
there? No.
no, no, no,
Where are
no.
you
So I've
originally
been here.
from?
Originally from Connecticut, also
Okay.
lived in Philly, Iowa,
Okay,
upstate New
cool.
York,
Me too.
and
Alright.
I've been in Vermont for 7.5 years.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
you and I have moved more and more north over our lives for sure. I see.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Because I was gonna
I
say,
will have
oh
to
god.
say the Girl Scout cookies to bounce off of that. My
Oh,
wife
yeah.
also a big fan of the Girl Scout cookies, and I'm also like taken because
Mhm.
January, February, you know how it is. Like you order the
Oh,
Girl Scout cookies,
yeah.
and she will always go crazy for a Thin Mint. She will put the Thin Mints
Oh.
in the freezer, and
Oh.
that crunch and that
Talk
coldness,
about
like
a freezer Thin Mint in your ice cream, in that vanilla ice cream, that is a
yeah,
treat, okay? You could
absolutely,
even crush it up.
absolutely.
Oh my gosh, cookies and cream style, right? Oh yeah, it's funny how Thin Mints are one of the few things I feel like the general population can come together on, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
if you know someone who doesn't like a Thin Mint, they are totally in the minority. It's like, whoa, okay, right? Everyone loves a Thin Mint. It's so funny because when I got these cookies yesterday, the woman who was like running the troop said something about Thin Mints that I guess it's like there's a shortage because they're so popular that
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, we this year we haven't really had that many boxes because they've had to like take them elsewhere and like there's just not enough. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, because prior to my wife getting me on the Thin Mints, I was always just a shortbread Girl Scout
Ah.
cookie guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would mention this to my wife, and she'd be like, "Really, shortbread? Ew! Like that's so boring." Like the people that insult me for liking vanilla ice cream, they just think
Right.
it's just boring and
No.
dull. But yeah, no, I don't know. Just the idea of like a minty tasting
Mm.
cookie just never is something I'd never understood. But
I
then
hear
you
you.
taste it, and it's like, oh yeah, I could not stop eating these. I could
Oh,
eat like one sleeve in one sitting.
oh, absolutely. If you can't do one sleeve in one sitting, like I worry about you. Are you okay? Right? How are you not addicted? I hear you though, John, because some minty, whether it's like mint chocolate chip ice cream can be just too much for me, right? Like
Yeah,
I said, like I like a flavor, but if it's like mint can just be overpowering. But what's good about those cookies is it's the right mix, it's the right
yeah,
percentage of mint. It's mostly chocolatey. I'd say probably what, 70% more just chocolatey, but that 30% of mint, I feel like, or maybe it's more, I don't know. But it's the right amount, right? Cuz you can
yeah,
have a minty thing that like starts to burn after a while. You're like, "Okay, no more of this."
yeah. That
So,
that crunch on the inside though is what does it for me. There's just something about
oh.
like you have the chocolate. Yes, you have the
Mhm.
mint, but when you have that crunch on the inside, whatever they put on the inside there that gives it that crunch, it's
Yeah.
it sends me. It sends
Oh,
me.
thank you, Girl Scouts. Thank you for your service. Right now, after this, I might have to go buy more because by the time I got there, which I also feel like I'm such a novice, because back in the day when I lived in New York City, like my coworker right next to me at ABC, she was my Girl Scout like hookup, right? So I would just give her like cookies all over the office. Now I'm like, well, yeah, who do I know who's a Girl Scout? So I just go on the website. I'm like, oh, I'll stop by. I didn't realize, no, you need to get there like the minute they're available, because they're like, oh yeah, like I got there towards the end of the shift and they're like, oh, we had a lot more. I'm like, oh, you did? Right.
Yeah.
So now we know you got to, which makes sense. You got to go in the morning, to stock up, right?
As early as possible. As early
I know.
as possible.
I pulled a naive move, a novice move. I'm like, I'll stop at like 4, like before they close. I'm like, oh yeah, no, these girls, they have 2 boxes left. So I got, the adventurefuls, and I think, the shortbread ones. What are those? I think they call them like trefoils or whatever. They're just like the vanilla like cookie that I love. I don't judge anyone on the Girl Scout love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you love something, enjoy it. Like, I hate coconut, and people love, what is it? The samoas or whatever. Those Girl Scout cookies have like, no way. I'm glad you agree, because many people are like, you hate coconut?
Yeah.
The flavor, the texture, no. Not for me.
I think the only thing coconut that I liked was when I was a kid, my grandmother, and I come from a Haitian family, there was this coconut soda that I guess they drank a lot of in Haiti, and that was good. But other than that, coconut cake, coconut cookies, anything with coconut in it, it's like, I don't care for it. I don't care for it.
Yeah. Certain things, sure, if it's in something like deep in there, right? Or like, if it's like a drink, but not coconut water, because, oh, God, I could not. I tried it. I was like, no way. Right?
What
but
does it taste
shavings. Like? You don't... You don't want to know.
Oh, is it that bad? Is it something inappropriate?
it's I don't want to get you rated R, but or NC-17. But no, it tastes like just like a cloudy, like a slick liquid. Like, ugh,
okay.
I'm not a fan, but people love it, and I know it's very hydrating. Great. I'll stick with water, regular water. But like even coconut like shavings on a cake or like on a cupcake, I'm just like, oh, well, that's a bummer,
Yeah.
So, but people love it, which is great. I honestly feel like I might be slightly allergic to it too. Like how there's certain things where like, it won't send you to the hospital, but like it starts to make your mouth a little itchy, a little irritated. I'm just like, coconut just overall is a no for me, So you guys have your Samoas, I'll have everything else. Right?
Now, I mean, we could always cut this out, but like, I'll give you an example. Bowen Yang from the Las Culturistas podcast almost ruined the taste of Cool Ranch Doritos for me when he says that it tastes like semen. Does coconut water taste like semen? Is that where you were getting at?
That is so funny. Wait a minute. I've had Cool Ranch Doritos, and I would never think that they taste now
like
I got to try them again and see. That's crazy. But yes, coconut water, absolutely. Like, and I'm not the only one that has said that. Like, absolutely. Like, okay. So
right.
Not exactly like it, of course, because that would be really not a popular product, but it's too much like it that it's like, oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, so, my Lord.
That's really funny.
So let's get to question number 2, the pop culture part. What is a delicious piece of pop culture that you've consumed lately? It could be a TV show, movie, music, play, book, anything. What's up?
Love it. Love this question. You're speaking my language. Okay, there's so much and also so little. I feel like I am behind on everything. I don't know why, but like I'm not watching TV as much, which is crazy for me. Like I guess I'm just busy and right. But a couple things, but one thing specifically that I want to give some love. It just came out Friday the 13th, just a couple days ago as of this recording. A new indie movie that premiered at South by Southwest a year ago and now is in at least select theaters. I don't know if it's wide. Slanted. Have you heard about Slanted?
No, tell me about it.
Oh, I really like it. It's getting a little bit of hate. I think because it's not perfect, but my expectations for everything now are just low. So whatever. But Slanted, it is, it's probably about anywhere between 90 and maybe 100 minutes. It goes pretty fast, but it is a dark comedy, light horror, like body horror kind of movie. It's a few genres mixed together, which is kind of funny because the whole thing is about mixing race. But it's like I'd say overall, it's like a sci-fi dark comedy about an Asian teenager who has moved with her family to a very white, I forget where it is, but it's kind of like middle America
Yeah.
town. So she's surrounded by blonde white girls, and she is the odd one out. And you immediately you meet her when she's a kid. There's a little bit of like a flashback, and then we see her as a teen, and it's crazy. This actress, I don't know her name, but she could play like Aquafina's sister. They look identical. They like the hair. I'm just like, whoa, you guys need to be in a movie together because that'd be fun. But anyway, so as a teen, it shows how she's just become obsessed with like blonde, beautiful culture because that's like what she was kind of forced into. So
Right.
she's on like TikTok, following the most popular girl in school, following these influencers that are giving beauty tips on how to be like whiter. Right? It's really twisted. Even though it's a comedy, it talks about some really dark things, that I think a lot of people of other races, especially women, probably think of, because it was a writer and director. I need to remember her name as I tell you. But anyway, so there's a procedure that makes you whiter. And there's this company that reaches out to her on TikTok saying, you are one of our like fastest followers, like you see all of our content right away because you're glued to your phone. Do you want to like be eligible for this new thing we're doing? She of course clicks yes. She wants to be prom queen. And so I won't give anything away, but she finds out about this new procedure, goes to this shady ass like place, meets this doctor, and it's all about, it even says the tagline that the doctor has a line in the movie. He says, if you can't beat them, be them. And so this Asian girl becomes a blonde white girl, McKenna Grace, who you've had on your show, who I love, who was also
a long time ago. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, a long time. I was looking through all your episodes and love her. She is such a scream queen. She's great in this movie. She's also in Scream 7, which I'm happy to talk about as well. But so she becomes McKenna Grace and antics ensue and things go off the rails. And it's like, who's this hot blonde new girl? Oh my God, when meanwhile it's actually this Asian teen who we've been really feeling for. So, and the parents, everyone is so good. I don't know why it's getting some hate. I think because maybe it's a little tonally uneven. But for me, that's what kind of helps it stand out because it's a story that can't really have just sort of one genre or one tone, So let me see. Real quick, the writer-director, her name is, just to give her a shout out, Amy Wang. Amy Wang wrote, directed, and produced it. Yeah, the leads are Shirley Chen and McKenna Grace. So check it out if you like. It's a little gross, but we've seen way more gross movies. I'm a big horror fan, so I don't love when they get too gory. And this gets a little yucky at times, but most horror fans will be like, barely, So check it out. It has a lot to say about society, about our modern world, about social media, which I do love, like Get Out, like a lot of recent horror films. It's more than just a scary movie. It's saying something. So I really enjoyed it.
It kind of reminds me of eugenics in a way, like just this idea of like, like the archetype or the model of a beautiful person is someone who's blonde and white with blue eyes. Like I'm getting a little of that in the description of the movie, so it's really, really fascinating. I'm also getting like hints of the substance with Demi Moore when you talk about the body horror. Yeah, which I have not seen yet.
You've got to check it out. Oh yeah, it's a little gross for me because I am such a needle phobe, and there are a lot of needles. Of course, she has to inject herself. So I only really watched probably like half of it because the other half I was closing my eyes and looking away. But check it out, John. Such an interesting movie. It's very kind of David Lynchian. It's very strange. There's not a ton of dialogue. Talk about a dark comedy because it is funny, but it is, I'd say honestly the substance is more comedy than horror. It's just body horror in that it's gross and the ending is crazy and everything, but check it out. This people have even said, and it's so true, this is sort of like The Substance meets Mean Girls, maybe with like almost like a little dash of like a 13 going on 30, kind of like someone there who's always been there, but we don't know that she's there. You know what I mean? That kind of thing, like that out of body. Because that's when there's some good comedy. It's like people have no idea that this is the girl they bully, and now they're like, "Oh my God, you're amazing." So there's that kind of like out of body stuff, but really like it. And an actress, Elaine Hendricks, who if you don't know her name, you probably know her face. She was in The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. She was in Romeo and Michelle. She's always a good like kind of bitchy pompous, kind of like rich lady,
Right.
blonde. She's in it in like a very supporting role, but like really good stuff with her, where like the writer director is making fun of those rich, usually white people who
Yeah.
help like communities in like Africa or India and help build a school, whatever, right? And then meanwhile, she hires this Asian man, our lead actress's, our lead character's dad, to clean the house, and she's like rude to him. So it just has
Mm.
a lot to say about, in a very interesting, both comedic and dramatic way, about just how, about race in
Right.
2026 or
Right.
2025.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I
Right.
mean? Like, and just how outwardly we're one way and then inwardly we're another way. And I dug it. I was into it. When it ended, I was kind of like, oh, I want to see what happens more, you know? I doubt we'll get a sequel. I think it's just too small of a movie that way, you know? But hopefully it's doing well. I don't know what the
And
box office is going to be like.
are you saying that it's still on the film festival circuit, or has
No,
it
it's in
in
theaters now.
theaters? Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I
Wow.
saw it. I don't know if you have a Regal near you, but both Regal and AMC do this fun thing, Monday nights, $5 mystery movies, which are
Mhm, mhm.
great. I started really doing them a lot. I guess I started last year. And so this was the mystery movie last Monday at my local Regal. So, but it's worth it. It's worth more than $5. I really enjoyed it. So it's in the theater.
I love that. I wonder, bouncing off of the $5 mystery movie, I wonder
Mhm.
if movie theaters are still doing like the middle of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, like, oh, see a movie for only $5 or $6
Oh, yes, they
because
are. Regal is. Regal does Tuesday night. I think it's $7 or $8 now. And
okay.
I'm so cheap, just because, you know, I'm a freelancer in entertainment. Money's not always flowing. That like
Right.
I will go to the theater on Tuesday nights, not only to see it for the cheaper night, but I won't get a ticket online because I don't want to pay the fees. I want to go
Right, right.
directly to the old school kiosk, because who has like a ticket taker, or like who has like an actual like box office like employee anymore? But I
Yeah,
go to the
yeah, yeah.
kiosk, and that way it really is 7 or 8. It's not like 10 with like these stupid fees. You know what I mean? Which I
Oh,
hate.
God.
If I have the Regal app and I'm getting a ticket for Regal, why is there a fee? But I understand it's like a third party app, all that crap, you know?
Yeah,
So,
everybody needs their
right?
money.
Everyone needs
Yeah.
their money. Everyone's got fees, but I am always like, I don't want to pay any fees. I will do whatever I can to never pay a ticketing fee. Come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah,
how we
yeah.
get ripped off with concerts now, with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. The ticketing fees, the ticket might be $50, but then it's like, all right, that's $110. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. I used to
it
work
can't
I
be.
used to work for a secondary ticket market when I lived in
Ah,
Connecticut, like a StubHub. It's called Ticket Network.
okay.
And the large reason why I left the job after 2 years was I was just tired of hearing customers over the phone blame me for all
Mm,
the ridiculous service fees that these sellers would charge on these tickets that I'm
yeah,
charged with, or I'm assigned to selling to the customers over the
right.
phone. And I'm just like, I don't know, it's a percentage of the ticket price, and this is
Yeah,
how people get paid. And it's
right.
just it's terrible. It's terrible. So
It's
yeah, no,
hard.
I
I
love
understand, because I understand in that, you know, your point of view working for this company that's helping people, you know, yeah. So
I'm just
someone's
the
got to make
middleman.
some money, but maybe there's a limit or something to, I don't know. I
I
don't know.
I hope so.
Right. That's why I'm like, let's just barter. Can we go back to bartering? Why do we need to like, I'll give you this. Can you give me that? I barter sometimes on my sets where I'm like, hey, I can't really pay you for this thing, but I'll give you a free acting class, or on your film, I will work a day for free, or, you know, whatever. You got to barter
Got it.
sometimes.
Got it.
Right.
So bartering.
Yeah.
I was about to ask what bartering is, but it's basically
Yeah.
bargaining.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, right. Like back in the day, before
Yeah.
we had capitalism, yeah, villagers would just barter. Like, I'll give you 2 pieces of bread, and you got to
Mhm.
come milk my cow, or I don't know, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
barter
Yeah.
again. Let's get rid of money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Easier
I
said
know,
than
right?
done, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Impossible now.
Yeah, and just another point about the movie theater pricing. Not too long
Mhm.
ago, my wife and I saw Smile 2, the
Oh
sequel
yeah.
to the horror movie Smile, in the
Mhm.
theaters, and just for tickets and a soda and a water, it was like almost $50, and we're
Uh
just like,
huh.
whoa,
I
okay.
know. Yeah,
I mean,
you
I know it's a
truly.
Saturday.
Yeah, I
I know it's
I
a
I
s-
was gonna say, you can't really go on a Saturday night anymore, or if you do, you better sneak in all your
yeah.
food, right? Yeah, because even a water, I think at like my Regal in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, I think it's like $4 or $5 for just a normal bottle of water. It's like,
Yeah.
oh. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Movie theaters, because I used to actually intern for my friend's drive-in film festival years and years ago, and I helped her with it for years, and that's where one of my films had a screening. But yeah, I learned like concessions are where movie theaters actually can make money and
Oh yeah.
survive, because the ticket pricing, movie theaters make really just a small percentage of that. And that's only after a certain amount of time has gone by. Like opening
Mhm.
weekend, a lot of that money goes directly back to the studios. So that's when, so I get it, they got to kind of raise the prices of concessions, but guys, like water or
Right,
like a
right.
soda for $8. Come
Oh my God.
on. There's got to be something else. And that's why it's crazy. Regal now sells clothes. Like there's mannequins in the
What?
lobby with like clothing. I'm like, interesting. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
For the person that wants to enthusiastically say, "Hey, I love movie theaters. I want to wear it on my hoodie."
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
that's so odd.
And like
The,
toys, like it's like a little like Five Below in the lobby. I'm like, okay. Not for me, but I hope someone's helping you out by buying, I don't know, a little
God,
Star Wars toy or a Regal hoodie or something. So
Jesus
yeah,
Christ. So if
it's
you're saying
tough.
movie theaters make a lot of their money from concessions, I would imagine that these movie theater owners and employees are just hoping that like almost every movie is like a 3-4 hour long epic thing, so that the
Right.
customers are more likely to want to get the popcorn, the soda, get themselves comfortable, and
Right?
yeah, this
Absolutely.
and
Yeah,
that.
they're like, bring on the like Marvel and like the Killers of a Flower Moon and like all these 3 hour movies. You're so right. Meanwhile, audiences are like, come on, when is this ending? Who
Can I
can sit
ask
through a three
because
hour anymore?
because it seems like you're very knowledgeable about movies.
Mm.
Has there been a big event in the movie theaters where they've made a substantial amount of money since Barbenheimer back in 2023? Because I feel like that's the last time that theaters were getting good press, good income, and ever since then, it's just like, who goes to the movies anymore? Not too many
Well,
people. They're struggling.
Well, if you look at boxofficemojo.com, which I'm looking at all the time,
Oh, good.
yeah, Barbenheimer was a big event for sure. Where like, honestly, even if you weren't interested in either movie, you're like, I'm going to go because like, this is a thing, right? So that was probably the last true, like organic, just like movie going event. But oh
Right.
yeah, some movies for sure are making millions, like Scream 7, which I'm a massive horror movie fan. You'll see behind, if you're watching, where's my ghost face? There he is. I'm a big Scream fan, but that just, it's breaking records for the franchise. I mean, it's already made, I think, all over the world, probably now like 160 million. So, and that just came out a couple weeks ago. So certain movies are making bank still for sure, like big, breaking records, breaking franchise records. But yeah, you're probably right. Where like, at least culturally, has there been such a moment? There might have been. I feel like Avatar's always like making a lot of money, which is
Yeah,
crazy because
yeah.
they're so long and they're the same movie over and over again. I'm like, what changed? Okay, now there's fire. Before there was water. Okay, the story is the exact same. We're seeing the same thing play out. They're remakes of each other, right?
Yeah.
So
I still haven't seen I still haven't seen the recent one. I saw the
yeah,
first two with my family
Two.
in theaters, but the
Mhm.
recent one, Fire and Ash, I haven't seen it, and I don't really care to
Yeah.
see it because it's
Yeah,
just
right. There's
after a
something
while
about it,
yeah,
right?
the
I'm
blue
just like,
people after a while, it gets boring, you know?
yeah, I'm just like, okay, I've seen I mean, unless there's like a cool new villain, but like,
Right.
okay, so now you're just, I don't know. The second one I really enjoyed. I saw that at home. I got a SAG screener because it was nominated for, I guess, stunts. And that was good. But I mean, thank God it was at home. I paused so many times to go pee. So in the theater, it's just like this latest one is longer than Titanic. I'm just like, James Cameron, okay, buddy. Like, I love
yeah.
that you have that stamina, but we gotta rein it in. Right.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess it made a ton of money. I assume we're getting more, but I remember he was saying recently, you probably saw the headline where it's like, if this third one doesn't make a certain amount, we're
Then I
just
won't
going to
make any more.
stop. Because I'm pretty sure he already filmed the other ones. It's just all the post-production work. So
Yeah.
it's probably like, we'll just stop work, but I haven't really heard
Yeah,
much about it.
He's making the other ones. I think he's making
Okay.
maybe one or two more.
Yeah.
Avatar 3 certainly made its money at the box office. And
Yeah.
yeah, to your point, yes, there have been movies that have broken box office records. I mean, I'm just thinking in the last few years, since the pandemic, you have your not only Avatar, but you have your
Mhm.
your Wicked, you have your
Oh, yeah.
what's that movie with Jack Black where he did it with Jason Momoa? The Minecraft movie that was
Oh,
good.
yeah, that was huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Yes,
you have like
yes.
animated stuff too, right? You got like the Mario movies. I think
Yeah,
the new
Super
one's coming
Mario
out
made
soon.
some money.
That
Yeah.
made a massive chunk of money, and then of course,
Top Gun Maverick.
whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
every now and then you have those big tent poles where like maybe because of inflation, but just now I think also just to get out of the house because many of us are working from home
Mhm.
or at least streaming or watching so much TV that it's like, yeah, go to the event movies. Those event movies are making bank still.
Mhm.
What's hard is, and I just saw I think an Instagram post about this, which was so accurate. I think it was on Threads. Someone that I started following said it so well that now we're seeing so many like big budgeted movies,
Yeah.
that can command a big investment, right? So you have like 50 million plus, like starting with like something more kind of modest, like a Scream 7, all the way up to the Wickeds, the Avatars, where it's
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
hundreds of millions. And then you have like a popular one now that just came out that I need to see. What is it? Undertone, a new horror movie. Like then you have the smaller films that are like 5 million or below. You're
Mm.
not really getting anymore very few of those like 20 million movies, which were when we were growing up, those were everywhere.
Right.
Those were
Right.
the core of movie theater movies, or like
Yeah.
anywhere between 10 to 30 million, right? Those are like non-existent. It's either small, which is funny because like, working with me on Murder Loves Company, like a 5 million budget, and oh my God, that is not small. But for these movies, for studios, it's small. You have that, or you got like 100 million,
And I wonder why we don't have that mid-level anymore.
streaming. That all went to
Streaming.
streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Netflix and Hulu and Peacock. And if anyone's making movies for streaming, that's where like the $10 million movie, 20 million, especially Netflix, since I'm not a big Netflix guy because I just feel like so much of it is crap. But they have the budget to, yeah, actually make these like mid-level movies and some of these massive movies too, which is
Mhm.
crazy.
Mhm.
So it all went to streaming.
And last question here. What is a delicious event that has happened in your life lately? This is just anything positive that's occurred in your life that you would like to share with us.
Oh, wow. What a nice question. What a nice question. It could be work related or it could be personal
Yeah,
related.
anything. Anything.
Gosh, what do I want to talk about the most? Okay. Well, then you know what? I was going to talk about work, but I feel like we've already talked about some stuff I've done. I'm going to
No.
lean towards the personal thing, which also ties again with question 2 a little bit. But so going back to Scream 7, not a perfect movie, but really, really fun. I feel like it got a lot of hate. Some of these haters are so loud. It does its job of being thrilling, entertaining, fun. So a couple weeks ago, basically, like I'm in my late 30s, so I've been watching this franchise since the beginning, right? And so a couple weeks ago, I went back to New York where I used to live. I lived in New York for 14 years, and some of my great friends are there, and they are fellow Scream diehards. So all along, once this movie was announced, I was like, okay, I'm going to like either they're coming to me or I'm going to them. We are gonna see the new Scream movie together because 5 and 6, 6 I saw by myself, which I go to the movies all the time by myself. But like for an event movie like that, I was like, this feels kind of weird to be going solo, So I'm like, I'm gonna go with my friends, and it was just a really nice moment. It was really great. I saw it twice that weekend, once regular at the Alamo. Do you know Alamo Draft House? Have you ever
I've
been to one of
heard of the
those?
Alamo Draft House. Yeah, yeah. What's so special about it? I mean, I know they don't they like literally serve you food at your
Oh
seat?
yeah, oh yeah. It's like full menu, which here's the thing, everybody. Great idea, really good food. Also, they're just really quirky. Like the carpeting is the carpet from The Shining at
Mhm.
every Alamo. The nearest one to us is I think Boston. I don't think there's any in Vermont. It'd be nice
Mhm.
if there was one in Portland, Maine, but yeah, they're a smaller chain, but still huge. But yeah, so the food they have a wait. You can write it down. Like the waiter comes to you. They have like we were drinking champagne during Scream 7, which was also an accident. We just wanted white wine, but they got us bottles of champagne on ice. It was like, okay. So they have like full bar, full menu, delicious food. The downside with that, everybody, and I don't want to be too much of a downer because having a meal and a movie, love it. I love dinner and a movie. I love even small theaters. There's a good place that I went to in Vermont 2 years ago for the eclipse, right near, oh gosh, where was I? Hold on. I was near, what's like, up north there. Why can I not think of the city in Vermont, the town that everyone loves? It's right there on the lake. Help me.
Burlington?
Yes, Burlington, duh. Right near Burlington, maybe like
Yeah.
half an hour from Burlington. Really cute little movie theater with a bar and like you can bring
Yeah.
your entree in. I love all that stuff, right? But the one downside with Alamo is it can get noisy because then, food's being served during the movie, like clank clank,
Yeah.
people ordering, like so you're hearing so I love it, but it's not, if you want to like really zero in on a movie, which most of the time I do, I no talking, no texting, like let's watch what was made, right?
Yeah.
It can be a little risky, but it's a really cool
So it's
vibe.
like so it's giving like a dinner theater vibe. The
Oh,
Owl of the
totally.
Draft House.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely dinner theater. Yeah, where like, if you need something, the waiter comes up and they whisper, but it's like, right next to you, the guy's like ordering something and you're like, okay, I'm trying to like watch who the killer is. Like, all right,
Yeah.
enough, So that's
Right.
one downside. But another amazing thing about Alamo is they are serious about talking and texting. So one complaint about someone, I've seen it. They come up to you if you're the one talking or texting and say, you now have one official warning. If you get another complaint, we pull you out. So they, they're the best in terms of like respect for the movie going experience. Cause some of these crowds, my God. But anyway, so it was just a really nice experience, and also we're big Traders fans. Talk about another thing I've been loving is the Traders, of course. So I'm all caught up now on US. I need to catch up on UK, but so it was like Thursday night, got together at my friend's house, watched the Traders finale. So it was just like a big weekend for us. The next day, watched the Survivor 50 premiere, which I'm not the biggest Survivor fan, but this season, I'm totally checking it out, right? And then Scream 7. So it was just like all these like big moments, and having good food. Went to like, you're from Connecticut, Frank Pepe's Pizza.
I do.
Have you ever,
yeah, of course, New Haven. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we were in like Yonkers and had Frank Pepe. So good food, really great conversation, and just like the excitement between us for these things that we love and this movie, and even though it's not like the best thing in the world, some things fall flat. We just had a great time. And then being back in the city and having dinner, I kind of felt like a tourist again, and like going to IMAX, talk about a massive screen right there on 68th Street in Manhattan. So yeah, I'd say that was my very delicious, very full, long weekend in New York with some old friends and some old characters and hosts like Jeff Probst in Survivor. I'm like, wow, okay, he's still doing this. That's amazing. Right? So being reunited with all these people.
So I'm embarrassed to say, and I think I said this on a previous podcast episode, I have not seen any of the Scream movies, even the first one. I have
What
not.
the hell? John, wait a minute. How is that possible? How old are you?
I am so shocked that there are 7. I thought there were like maybe 2 or 3, but the fact that there are 7...
this is so funny because that's literally what my dad said. We were at the theater on New Year's Day when I was visiting my parents, seeing The Housemaid and this trailer for Scream 7, and it comes on and he whispers to me, he's like, 7? Because I saw the first 3 with him when I was a kid. So he's like, 7? So you are giving me my dad right now. Wow, wait, okay, how old are you?
I am 34, so I could have seen a Scream movie.
You're right there. Like, okay, and you're from Connecticut. Where in Connecticut are you from?
First New Britain and then West Hartford.
Okay, so you're not far from like, it's not like you grew up in like the woods, No.
No. It just Scream was just
It just wasn't your thing.
No. It's just not something that I never sought out. It's always something that I've heard about. Like, those pop culture things that like you hear about over and over again, like, oh, everybody's watched this, but you just never think to seek it out on your own. And Scream was just one of those things. So from what little I know about it, there's Ghostface. So for someone like me who has never gotten into the franchise,
oh my gosh,
what's a great like short elevator pitch that you can give to me that will motivate me to dive into this franchise? Like,
oh my God, please dive in. Okay, I'm about to. You're talking to someone who made my most popular film is a Scream fan film that I won awards for, and it's on YouTube. It's called 25 Years After Woodsboro, which is the town where the movie starts for the original's 25th anniversary. And I think since it turns 30 this year, the original, I might make another fan film, and it might be like a little prequel. But okay, John. So, where do I start? Okay, Scream, which was originally called Scary Movie.
Oh,
because it's all which is funny because the Weinsteins. There is a scary movie, which spoofs Scream, right? So it was changed because the Weinsteins thought this sounds funny, right? Which it is darkly funny. The Scream movies are always a perfect blend, a very hard blend of comedy and true, serious, dark like terror, right? Because we see, and I've made some, and Murder Loves Company is, I wouldn't say a horror comedy, it's like a murder mystery comedy, right? We've seen so many comedies about death, but very few can pull off the true laugh out loud, very self-referential, and like terror, who's next, who's the killer, right? But in a nutshell, Scream is a classic murder mystery. It's a whodunit. They are always whodunits, right? The tagline for the first film, especially when it came out in the mid-90s, when horror was a lot of like Friday the 13th, Jason, a lot of bad B movies straight to like cable. I mean, horror needed a refresher, right? So the poster with Drew Barrymore's face, they marketed her as the lead when, I think by now, I don't think it's a spoiler, we know she's not the lead, but she was so smart to be like, hey, why don't you use me? I'm one of the biggest stars of the original movie, right? But on the poster, it even says solving this mystery is going to be murder. Like, it was all about mystery, right? Over the years, the horror aspect has grown for the franchise. But it's a slasher. Basically, a horror movie loving killer is targeting teens at a high school in town, much like the horror movies that he has watched over the decades, right? 80s, 90s, 70s, right? And it's up to this lead girl, Sydney Prescott, and this tabloid reporter, Gail Weathers, Courtney Cox, coming to town, trying to get a hot story to find out who's killing people. And that's the original. And then from there, it continues. We follow Sydney to college. We follow her into adulthood. Then there's kind of almost like a spin-off story with like new Woodsboro teen kids that have a link to these killers. So every movie's a different killer. It's not like Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, which I love all of them as well, where it's kind of supernatural, where they just keep coming back. No, every killer, it's a new person, and they're somehow connected to the characters, and I'll just leave it at that. But
quality wise, how would you rate the 7 Scream movies that have been out so far?
Some people say it's their least favorite. I put it right in the middle. A lot of it really works. There's some great acting. People knock horror, but I feel like, honestly, especially in the last, 30 years, horror has had some of the, and even longer, honestly, horror has had some of the best acting. I'm an acting coach, and I teach a lot of horror acting, and it is hard. People are like, whoa, okay, I didn't think like I have to think about it this much. I'm like, yeah, you're fighting for your life. Like, come on, So, when you think of like Toni Collette and Hereditary, great performances in this new movie. I would put it right in the middle. Like 1 and 2 are 1 and 2 for most people, for most fans. Some people love 2 over 1, and I'm totally fine with that because 2 is fantastic. But, John, has your wife seen any of these movies?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She even is just like, wait, what? Really? You haven't seen Scream?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're not alone because and I don't know if it's a New England thing because I grew up right outside of Philly. I lived in Philly for a bit, and I'm a Jersey boy. So I don't know if my proximity to a lot of pop culture and cities and just like, I don't know, because I feel like that area just knows a lot of movie stuff. I've learned that now that I've lived in New England for 6 years, a lot of people don't know things that like I'm obsessed with. They're like, oh yeah, Scream. Oh yeah, Buffy. Oh, we didn't have.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, oh my God, these things are such a huge part of my DNA that I'm like, whoa, we almost speak a different language,
Right.
But check them out, John. The new movie will probably come to Paramount Plus sometime in late April if they stay on their like schedule. So you should they're all on Paramount. I'm pretty sure every one of them.
So Scream 1 and 2. So Scream 1 and 2. There's a high pedestal on that for a lot of people. 3, 4, 5, and 6. What about 3, 4, 5, and 6?
I would say 3's a little rough because of Columbine back in the day. Like they had to rework the horror and make it less bloody and less serious, because you have people killing people. So that changed a lot of movies at that time. 3's a little rough. 3's on the lower end for me, but it's a perfect, keep in mind, John, since, oh my gosh, yeah, you don't know this, but like back in the day in the 90s and in early 2000, 26 years ago when Scream 3 came out, that was the end. It was a trilogy. It was from the get-go. Like Kevin Williamson, when he wrote the first film and the script was going around and there was a bidding war for Scary Movie at the time, he had a treatment for 2 and 3, and 3 wrapped it all together. So his idea for 3 was scrapped because the Weinsteins are messy, awful people. But anyway, 3 wraps up a story very well. So some fans say like, you know what? I really just count 3 as like the first 3 as that Scream. These other sequels where there's kind of no real, I was just literally minutes before meeting you, I was talking to my good friend about the franchise and how like now there's kind of no planned through line for a new trilogy. It's just sort of coming up with sequels as they go, which is fine, but Scream from the get-go always had a beginning, middle, and end, right? And there are interviews. If you go on Insta, or YouTube, there are old interviews with Wes Craven, the director, R.I.P. Went to his grave site in Martha's Vineyard this summer, and it's so cool. But him, Nev Campbell, David Arquette saying like, yeah, no, this is it. 3, this is it. And Nev Campbell has even said, we don't want a 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's like, ooh. And here she is starting at 7, right? So 3's a little rough, but it brings it home really well. So I can't hate it. And it's so meta. What's amazing about at least the original trilogy and 4, is that they're meta. It's meta commentary about movies. Like what I loved as a kid seeing it, I was so interested in the trailers. But when watching it, I'm like, oh my God, this movie is meant for people like me. When I watch these characters talking about movies, talking about scary movies and what you should and shouldn't do, and then they're doing that, I'm like, oh my God, this is for movie lovers. So even if you're not a horror movie fan, the movies are rarely that brutally scary. You've seen scarier stuff, right? It's ultimately a love letter for people who love movies, right? Because pretty much every sequel talks about rules. They're kind of getting away from that now and leaning just more into the murder mystery, which is fine. But I do miss, Kevin Williamson has said, like, I think because it's been copied so many times from other movies and shows that it's like, all right, we can't really deconstruct the genre anymore. It's getting old. I still love it. But so it makes fun of scary movies while being a scary movie. So yeah, 3 and 4 are kind of on the lower end, but 4's got an amazing killer motive that was ahead of its time. So I can't hate any Scream movie. It's impossible. And then 5 and 6 was great because it took it to New York, which is funny because my fan film that I made before 6 was out is set in New York. So I'm like, okay, so I'm owed money. Someone stole my idea. No, they're very different. But you know, some of the middle ones are a little weak, but this 7th one is certainly not all bad. I think people, I don't know, because of social media, I think people, and especially as a filmmaker, people are willing to give their opinion a little too easily. It's like, okay, literally, chill out. You know you had a good time during that big set piece and that big death and that big twist. So, okay, it's just for this one. Not every killer is a great killer. Like when they reveal, because, you know, there's always the reveal at the end. Some are far better than others. That's all I'll say. So,
all right. And there's an 8. There's a Scream 8 I hear coming out.
They haven't officially announced it, but this movie's making so much money. Of course there will be one. It's a no-brainer. I'm excited. But yeah, I think they're figuring out what the story will be, who will direct it, because Kevin Williamson, who created the franchise, just directed it, but he has just announced he's stepping back. He doesn't want to direct it. I think there was probably a ton of pressure. I think also, even though the movie has made tons of money, it's gotten so much criticism. So I think sadly he's like, I'm not doing that again. It's a lot of pressure. So I think they have to figure out who's going to make it. Paramount, and before them, the Weinsteins, because Paramount took it from the Weinsteins once they, it seems like they both are not the easiest companies to work for. Lots of like revolving doors. So, but we're going to get it. Oh yeah, totally. And we're getting Scary Movie 6 this year, which I cannot wait for. I'm sure. Have you seen Scary movies? Or no?
Maybe not. But
wow. Okay, so wait, John, are you just not a horror guy? You probably just don't like scary stuff?
I am. I've loved. I mean, not a passionate horror guy, but lately in the last few years, in between like Jordan Peele movies and Sinners and Weapons, like there have been Weapons. And the Conjuring movies. I've seen some of those with my wife. So here and there, horror movies I've seen. I prefer to see it with people. It's definitely not something I'd see on my own, because there's just something about like the shared, like, oh my God, reaction that you get with a community of people with horror movies. So I have a very sort of casual every now and then approach to horror movies. That's probably why I have not, that's why I have not seen scary movies or screams. It's just, no, I'm so bad.
It's amazing. Bad, but I'm so impressed that you've gotten away through life without seeing these movies. Because for me, I mean, they're just like, they're everywhere. Like they're on my feed, everything. But what's like a franchise that you're obsessed with? Like a show, or is there something that you just know so much about?
Something off the top of my head? Not really. I mean, I think I've certainly consumed a lot of TV shows and movies, but to point to one franchise that I know backwards and forwards, that's gonna be a tough one.
Superheroes, or...
I mean, just name me an iconic franchise, and I'll tell you if I know it.
Terminator.
No, I have not seen the Terminator movies.
You haven't seen any of them? Okay, wait. Okay, sorry. Okay, so what are some of your comfort movies? Let's say like from the past, you're like, when it has a big anniversary, because my show, I talk about movies with a big anniversary. So like, what's a movie where you're like, that's 30 years old, I have to watch it. I have to rewatch it.
Well, just off the top of my head, a comfort movie that I've watched a lot of times in the past. I haven't watched it in a while though. Lately, Remember the Titans. I love Remember the Titans.
Okay.
With Denzel.
With Denzel, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That just turned 25 in the fall, I think. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Anything like from when you were a kid though? Like, I mean, you were a kid then, we were kids, but like anything like before you were born, anything old like Halloween or Back to the Future or oh God, Indiana Jones, like any of those franchises that are like classics? Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yes, I've seen all the Star Wars movies. Definitely they're not comfort watches, but I've seen all of them. Indiana Jones, I've seen one of them. I think the first one in the theaters with my wife when it was COVID and they were showing nothing but old movies in the theaters. Not my cup of tea, but it was nice to see it.
All right.
Yeah, what was the other franchise that you mentioned?
Back to the Future
I watched those movies when back in high school. I could not get into them, and I think I think I sat through like 3 or 4 of them. I just could not. I couldn't get into them.
Yeah.
You know, Marvel wise, I'm thinking of the Ant-Man movies. That's probably, and it's not everybody's favorite Marvel movie, but I loved Ant-Man because it was a great mixture of action and comedy, especially on the comedy side.
So great. Oh my God. And he looked so great. My God. Yeah. It's crazy how he's aging in reverse. I worked with him on a movie and I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what about TV shows? What's like a TV show that you could rewatch?
Cheers and The West Wing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe, all right. Gotcha. Do you think you're maybe more of a TV person than a movie person or not necessarily?
In some respects. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cause some people are.
Yeah. The West Wing, I think I've given it like, I've watched it beginning to end like maybe 2 or 3 times. It's just one of those wonderful comfort watches.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? I've never seen it. I've never seen The West Wing. Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
I should. It seems amazing, right?
It's wonderful. It's just there's just a nostalgia to the way the drama is presented from that period of time, late 90s, early 2000s television.
Of course.
And also because of the toxicity of the politics nowadays, to just be reminded that like, oh yeah, there was a simpler time in politics and I can view it through this show was great. And Cheers, probably one of the best, maybe the best sitcom of all time.
Love
in that it lasted 11 years and and it didn't jump the shark at all. Like the quality
That's great.
The quality is just sustainable throughout the 11 season run because the characters are established and because they're established, you could form a lot of brilliant, funny situations around them. So
love that.
Yeah, those shows off the top of my head. If I had to go back and do a comfort rewatch, I wouldn't mind doing that again.
Oh, I love it. Good picks. Now you're making me want to watch them both because Cheers, I've seen episodes, but I've never watched it all the way through. So, and it's funny, a friend of mine down near me is watching this. I forget what it's streaming on, but it's on something, and she's watching each episode. So, okay, Cheers might be having a comeback, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. I worked with Kirstie Alley years ago on Dancing with the Stars, and she was quite a character. So. Yeah.
My introduction to Kirstie Alley growing up, she did a Wonderful World of Disney TV movie called Toothless. I don't know if you've ever seen Toothless.
I remember that, but what was it the Tooth Fairy? Was she the Tooth Fairy?
Yeah, she was a Tooth Fairy.
Okay.
Yep. So that was my introduction to her. And then gradually found Cheers, found her through that. I know she was in the Look Who's Talking movies with John Travolta.
Oh, of course. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen those, but I've heard of them.
Oh, okay. They're good. They're really fun. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's probably where he recruited her for Scientology.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
And then there was that period of time where late night talk show hosts were making cruel jokes about her weight. I remember that.
Right. Yep. She got bigger and she was in her own show called Fat Actress because of that. I remember.
There you go.
That was like a 1 or 2 season thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a character.
When you say she's a character, I wonder what you mean by that. Like, can you tell me?
More? She's just wacky. She's just wacky. But you can sort of tell that just by watching her. You know what I mean? Like back in the day in Cheers, she was a babe and she seemed pretty composed and if I remember smart.
If I remember
right?
correctly, she was introduced into Cheers as a babe that Ted Danson's character would flirt
I
with,
believe
and
so,
then it
yes.
didn't take long for her to turn into a klutz, like a comedic klutz.
Oh, how funny. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
and I guess once the producers writers discovered like, oh my god, Kirstie Alley is a great like slapstick comedy actress, they leaned
Yeah,
more into that and made her less of a babe.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. And she's a great comedian. I mean, when you look, I grew up with oh God, It Takes Two. She was in It Takes Two with the Olsen twins. Remember them?
Hmm. Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
The Olsen twins, yes, they're still with us.
Right?
Thank you.
They
Yeah,
are, of course, but now they're not, acting
acting
nearly as
anymore.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
But she was great in that and very funny. So yeah, she just was very kooky. She got kookier as she got older, for sure. Like,
For
and
sure.
I think she probably got in trouble in the news before
Oh
her
yeah.
death, saying some bad things. And yeah, she was just kooky. Yeah, I worked on Dancing with the Stars a few seasons back in New York when I forget why, but like I guess some of the contestants would have to go to New York or whatever, or whenever they had to travel, like a crew. So sometimes they'd have to rehearse in New York. But like David
What
Arquette.
did you do? What did you do with Dancing with the Stars? What was your?
So for that, I was like a PA. I was a story PA. So I would have to take notes during the rehearsal shoots. So she and let's
Oh.
say it's her and her partner, dance partner, and like if they fight, they're like, she's like, I can't do it. It's like, okay, look at the time code with the camera guy and write like, okay, tension over like can't do this move. Any of the highlights for then the editors to pull, because for that show it's mostly live, but then they do the packages of
Mm.
what's going on, how was your week, and it's like, well, Kirstie struggled with this dance a lot, I don't know if she's gonna win. So it's like, yeah, at 0107 she curses and falls, all that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm,
really taking a lot of like transcribing notes. I was doing that a lot for a while.
Wow. You've
Yeah,
done
but
everything.
a few
You have
people.
done
Oh,
everything.
I've been around. I'll write a book someday, but oh yeah, like people don't know like some of the show I worked with on an Oprah special. Like, yeah, it's funny because like moving to New England, I've really made like more indie filmmaking and coaching my life. But back in New York, oh my God, I bounced around from show to show. Talk shows, Tyra Banks. I worked on Tyra's show the last season, the talk show, which was absolutely bonkers. Wendy,
Yeah.
Regis and Kelly. I mean, yeah.
Have you seen the America's Next Top Model documentary on
I
Netflix?
haven't seen it yet. I need to see it. Did
Yeah.
you see it?
I have, yes. And Tyra does not come off well at all in that
Which, you know
documentary.
what? I'm happy about because I was worried that she was producing it and she wouldn't, but I'm glad she's not producing it. I'm glad she doesn't come because she was, I mean,
What was your
yeah.
experience on her talk show? What was bonkers about it?
Oh God, now you're going to get me in trouble. I mean, it's not
whatever you're
that
comfortable sharing.
juicy. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's not that juicy. It's listeners will be like, ooh, and I've posted this on my Instagram, which is public, so no big deal. But there's a picture of us. If you go to MJP_POV, everybody, you'll scroll down and you'll see me drunk on champagne in a picture with her. And we look very cute, even though we don't know each other. It was the last, rap party when we were canceled, but got my photo with her. But anyway, I have said publicly that so I was the talent/travel assistant on Tyra for the final season. So what was I doing before that? I think I was working on Celebrity Apprentice with you know who, sadly, working with those celebrities. And I think then that ended. And then that's when I did Tyra. I forget the order of things now. But so I would be in charge of greeting the guests and helping, coordinate cars to the airport, that kind of thing. My team, my bosses would like get flights and stuff for people. Like I met Beyonce, my friend Fumi and I like greeted her and she truly like just floated into the loading dock and into the elevator and was very like quiet and soft. And I was like, right this way, your elevator will take you right up to the show. But so I was told to never be in the stairwell with Tyra. I don't know why. I never asked why. But, we had the elevator, but many times, that was in use, especially if she had to use it or guests, So the stairwell from like main floor up to the studio. The studio was, I don't know, third floor. And that was with the green rooms and everything. It was just chaos. Whether it was a celebrity guest or some of these absolute wacky, real regular people guests. I've had to wake people up in their hotel rooms. I had to grab a man's breast pump because he was on the episode about men who I I don't know, had breast milk. I don't know. Really crazy things. I greeted all kinds of crazy people. But so I was told early on, you can never be in the stairwell at the same time as her. She doesn't like it. If you are, you have to move to the wall and freeze.
So is that because like the stairwell is her silent moment to focus before going on the show?
Maybe,
is that what it is?
Maybe. You might be right. I should have asked. I just was kind of like, I kind of laughed it off like, okay, right? Kind of like with Wendy. I was actually just telling a friend this earlier this morning, which is wild. With Wendy, I was told like Wendy does not like to see the guests until they're on the stage together. So keep them far apart, keep them in the green room, right? Which I understood. That wasn't a crazy rule. I understood. But sometimes it would happen where a celebrity guest was excited. And it happened with Alyssa Milano and Wendy and Alyssa. And Alyssa was like, hi, Wendy. And I kept trying to say, Alyssa, Miss Milano, please stop. What, she's going to do whatever she wants to do, right? And then Wendy like gave me such a look. I was like, sorry, but it's like, these things happen. But so yeah, maybe Tyra, I don't know, maybe something in her past. Who knows, right? Maybe it's out there where she had a traumatizing incident in a stairwell. Maybe she, I don't know, doesn't want anyone looking at her butt up the stairs. Not that, no, I don't know.
I think these larger than life celebrities, maybe they point a factor to their success to some superstition. So then they just follow that superstition through and through to the point of looking absolutely batshit insane to those of us on the outside looking in. Yeah, no, I mean, with Wendy, like, I get, like, you want to get a fresh spontaneity with the guests. But if there's like one situation where it's kind of accidental, kind of unplanned, kind of spontaneous, where a guest just happens to run into, I mean, you're Wendy Williams, you've been this established broadcaster, this great communicator. Like you can just say like, hey, Alyssa, nice to see you. Looking forward to having you out there. I'll see you in a second. I just have to prep. Like you can adjust to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
so I think it was her. I think you're so right. I think it was her superstition because all you have to do is say, "Hey, girl, all right, I'll see you out there," and then you just act surprised and hug again, But because with Regis and Kelly, back when I worked on it almost like 15 years ago, they usually would go into the green room. They'd knock on the person's door and be like, "Hi," and they'd meet. So everyone's different, right? So
everybody's different.
Yeah. But Tyra, sorry, go for it.
No, it's okay. I know that David Letterman had that same thing. He would never want to meet with the guests beforehand because he was very like superstitious and paranoid about the conversation that we have on the air. It needs to be genuine, spontaneous, not some kind of pre-planned thing that we talk about beforehand. But Regis and Kelly, especially Regis could talk for days, I imagine, off the air as well as on the air. I could totally imagine him smooshing with the guests beforehand.
He's already talking. He's just like, you tell me where I need to go. I'm just going to keep talking, right? So everyone's different. They're all such stars, of course. Kelly was so cool, but Tyra. So I was walking up the steps just by myself. I think I was rushing up to get someone. No one was with me, but she could hear my footsteps, and I realized it was her. She was walking with a producer. And who knows, maybe it was also hearing. Maybe like producer and her were talking about the show and she heard my footsteps and it was distracting. I really don't know. But the look she gave me, she turned around. I remember her hair whipped around. It was a horror movie. Her eyes were like wide and she looked down at me. And I just remember I immediately froze and went up and put my back up against the wall and looked away. And I just waited there until she cleared. And then I looked up and I was like, okay, I think I can go. It was so weird.
I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. I just.
It's funny now. We can laugh about it, but at the time I was like, "Yikes! Am I in trouble?" And no one cared. No.
Yeah.
Wendy was far crazier behind the scenes. Like I would get screamed at by her. I got screamed at one day. Oh yeah. Wendy was. Yeah.
A lot.
I just like. It was, and that was the early days. I think I joined at the end of season 1 into season 2. I only lasted 6 months. I was like, this is crazy, guys. This is crazy.
For what? What are you getting screamed at about? Like, what?
I got screamed at by this woman, Deborah, and this I have no problem saying publicly because she was so nasty to me. But I was the talent coordinator there, and man, I'm not lying, John. Like, it was so much work. It was just one of me and 2 bosses. I worked with the talent bookers. We were booking not only the celebrity guests, but then booking their travel and. It was working around the clock. Like I remember like one time going to the movies at night and instantly falling asleep. I was so tired. But so the wardrobe woman who would do Wendy's wardrobe, and she would kind of glance at the celebs because the whole goal was not to wear the same color as Wendy. But it's also like, I don't think most people care about that who are watching the show. Whatever. Right. And Mel B, Scary Spice, was there wearing a black dress similar to Wendy's. And I had Mel B, and I probably had Jenny McCarthy, and I had like a whole list of celebs because each room was filled, right? It's never just one, right? And okay, she looks good, whatever. And I guess I forgot to tell Deborah. Oh boy, she screamed at me. I remember all my coworkers heard. It was in the hallway. I think Mel B probably heard. Screamed just a few inches from my face, but like in my ear. Oh my gosh, I remember crying in the stairwell. Her assistant was like, she's a bitch, like just ignore it. But I was like, this is not what I'm meant to be doing. This is so not. And then like the legal team would always be on my case because there was always giveaways. And if a celebrity was there to give a book away, like I think one day I didn't get them to sign the form, and like whatever, the form was not actually needed. I don't know, there was just like a thing to just have on file that like they were okay that we gave their book away. It's like obviously they're here to talk about the book, right? And one person, I forget, I don't know, Terry Hatcher, I don't know, I forgot to get the form, screamed at me, and I screamed back, and that was the day I was like, you know what, I effing quit. Goodbye. And I waited until Wes Craven came. I gave a 3-week notice because Wes Craven, this was right before Scream 4. He had directed a movie that wasn't so good called My Soul to Take, a horror movie that kind of came and went. But he was coming. We booked him and the actor Max Terriot, who's now on like some CBS fireman show. And I was like, that will be my last day. And my bosses were like, okay, cool. Thanks for staying for 3 more weeks. And I met Wes, and then I said goodbye, and I haven't worked in talk shows in a long time. So
yeah. So between Tyra Banks, Wendy Williams, and especially all the rumors that came about of like what it was like to work on Ellen DeGeneres' show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm naive, but I would think that with the pressure of producing daytime talk shows day after day, that there would be some conversation from the higher up, some awareness of, okay, the least we could do to sort of balance out this high pressure, busy working environment is to have kindness, compassion, patience, to make it as much of a lovely place to work as possible. But no, I mean, clearly these are the higher ups that screamed at you. These are people that let the pressure get to them, that unfairly screamed at you, berated you, verbally abused you, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because I guess there's just a certain perception that this is what it takes to be in Hollywood. You have to be just this sort of brash, mean, egotistical, in your face kind of person. That kind of way of doing things was accepted for so long, and now I don't know. I mean, is it changing for the better? Are we still having this issue? Like, I don't know.
I agree. And also it's like, especially nowadays, I mean, luckily the few talk shows that are left seem to be successful, right?
Yeah.
Long running, which is great. I hope Drew is cool. I hope Kelly Clarkson's cool. They seem cool, no complaints, right?
So latest on that. So I know Drew Barrymore was renewed for a couple more seasons.
Yeah.
Kelly, because
shocking.
What not really shocking, because like she's had a lot to deal with the past few years. So she had a divorce. She moved from LA to New York for the show. Her ex recently died. The husband that she divorced from recently died from like some kind of health issue.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh gosh, or maybe I forgot.
She's got kids to take care of as a single mom. I mean, so I'm not surprised. I mean, she's been going through a lot, and I think she and also it's just very hard to make a daytime talk show successful in this day and age when the market is so saturated and there's lots of content options on streaming. Sherry Shepherd's Shepherd's show has been canceled.
Okay.
Sherry's canceled. Karamo from Queer Eye, he had a talk show that was canceled.
That was canceled, as is Access Hollywood. I worked for Extra for a while ago with Mario Lopez. I didn't realize he switched over to Access Hollywood. So a lot of those shows, like daytime, and I know like Access Hollywood wasn't daytime, although they might have had a little daytime segment, but it's tough. And it's so, I mean, all of TV, all of broadcast TV is like this, but especially daytime is every day. It's like, what are the ratings? It's constant pressure. So it's like, I understand attitudes, but at the same time, and I say this with love because some people I know still work in talk shows. I spent a good amount of years in talk shows, but I can safely say there's not a lot of artistry to it, right? It's not a film. So that's when I kind of knew, like, all right, not that like I'm an artist, but like I need to work with some creative storytellers, right? I just kind of knew, like, you guys aren't really telling a story. We're passing the time together in fun ways, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I love watching clips of these shows, these interviews, right? I saw Pink filled in for Kelly Clarkson, and Pink was a great host, right?
Of course.
So Yeah, it's what we're doing right now, right? It's talking, and I love that stuff, but it should not be so chaotic
That
and
intense, that taking that
harsh.
seriously. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's right. It's just the system of the ratings is just not
And
healthy.
especially now when we know that you're gonna get a much lower rating point than you would have gotten like 10, 20, 30 years ago, because again,
Of
like
course.
everything's so splintered out in terms of
More
audience. Like
competition.
everybody's watching everything mostly online. So you would
Hmm.
think that there wouldn't be as much obsession about ratings because of that. But
Yeah.
no, with daytime television, that's what they live and die by. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that. But
Yeah.
to wrap things up, Mark, like I mentioned at the top of the show, you and I had worked together. You
Yeah.
directed and also wrote this TV pilot, Murder Loves Company. Did you also write it?
Yeah, I adapted it from a pre-existing script. So yeah, wrote,
Okay.
directed, produced, cast, edited. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
A lot of it.
a great experience. I loved it. I drove in 3 hours from Vermont to Maine, where it was shot, and
Yeah.
met friendly faces, you yourself included.
Did you
You
know
catered
anyone?
us.
I forget, John. Did you already know anyone there or no?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I was completely green to everybody. And yeah, I feel like people were just kind of coming from all over. From
Yeah.
I know someone
All over
was
New England.
yeah, Southern Vermont to New
Mhm.
York to Boston. Like I just felt like there was a lot of variety in where people were
Yeah.
coming from. But I wonder if you could tell what the pilot is about, if you don't mind sharing. What my
Yeah.
part was, because I just remember just having a nice, relaxed, chill, fun day on set, getting to know people, and just
Yeah.
being in the moment with the story.
Yeah, I'm glad you had a good day where luckily the scene you were just sitting the whole time. It was either like, okay, go out there and hang out, or okay, come to set and you just sit, right?
Yeah,
Easy, right? Easy for you. But no, you're one of the suspects, which is so fun to play. You are one of
I
the
know.
suspects in this murder mystery. But yeah, Murder Loves Company. It was originally called Murder Love and Company, I believe. So I was hired to develop it for as a TV show because Greg Pomeroy, my co-producer on it, who hired me, he was part of this is at like the height of COVID. He was part
Mhm.
of a Zoom radio play group, and the writer of the original scripts, they would read these Murder, Love, and Company radio plays on Zoom and like put them
Mm.
online, and it was just a fun thing for actors to kind of put on voices and
Right.
play suspects and do little murders and stuff and all that kind of thing. So he's like, I really think this has legs as a TV show. Would you want to develop it with me? So that's how I was brought on, and we had been talking about it before we shot it. At least a year, I think. So yeah, no offense, but I cleaned up the script a bit. It was a little bit of boomer humor, and I
Mm.
sort of modernized it a bit, changed the title, added some characters. But yeah, the story is what it originally was, So I adapted it and kind of rewrote it. But the first episode, Murder by Popcorn, a woman that is not very well liked is in a local theater audience with
Right.
John and a few other suspects, seeing a show that is not really all that exciting, but people are here for various reasons, right? At this kind of community theater. And this woman comes in, people don't like her. All of a sudden, she starts choking on her popcorn and dies. And they realize the popcorn was poisoned. Dun, dun, dun. Who did it? So, yeah, there's scenes that you weren't even part of, John, where our main characters are this couple. So I tweaked it. In the original script, it was sort of a Seinfeld-esque, like stand-up comedian. And so I instead made it like an older couple in Maine who's kind of bored with life, maybe having their own kind of like problems. And they love true crime, like a lot of us do. They're watching all the docs, and they listen to the police scanner and they hear murder, a death at the theater. Oh, well, we got to go. And so the story as a show, if we ever get to make more episodes or, someone buys it, would be following this couple being nosy and kind of inserting themselves into local crime cases. And
Mm.
so, yeah. So, John, who knows? Your character could maybe come back. That could be fun. I never really thought about how, because it's basically problem of the week. There's kind of like some through lines. There's the detective that over the next few episodes, because what we shot was not only the first episode, but I thought it would be smart to shoot highlights of episodes 2 and 3 as well to kind of
Okay.
package, So detective's always there, and he's kind of recognizing this couple more and more like, wait a minute, how do I know you? And then it's like, all right, what's going on? Why are you always showing up? And so there's that through line, but yeah, usually it's pretty much problem of the week. So at the end of every episode, you'll see who the real culprit is. It's I was gonna say something, but I gotta keep it private, gotta keep it secret. but yeah, it's silly. I kind of, when we were sort of tooling it, I was thinking it's kind of like, oh God, Only Murders in the Building, you know,
course.
especially
Yeah.
with Steve Martin and Martin Short, that age group, you know, that's similar to our leads, our lead couple. And then, of course, everyone else is all ages. But yeah, episode 2, it is a dance class. Someone dies at the being pushed down steps in heels dancing class. So that was really fun to shoot. Episode 3 is models, male models. So all these guys in their underwear and a model slips on the runway. Oh, that was not an accident. So that was really fun to shoot. So so we got like one full episode and then kind of like a sort of like a this season on little trailer that I'm cutting together to entice people, you know, that we have more ideas. And they're all ideas that were originally written by the original writer, and I'm just kind of tweaking them just for a more modern audience, a more modern kind of what's cool in comedy right now kind of thing, you know? So I'm excited. And I think I was telling Greg, well, not only will I edit it as the way we shot it, which is, you know, standard horizontal, widescreen, you know, for like TV, but I think we could also turn it into a vertical since those are so popular now. You know about vertical series?
I do not know.
Right? Oh, wow. Yeah. That's big in the acting world. Vertical series now are huge. They started in China and they're really popular in LA. There have been maybe only a couple shooting in New England. I'd love to work on one in some
vertical,
capacity.
you're just saying like size wise, like the way you're seeing the show?
Yep. It's all on your phone. Remember Quibi? Do you remember Quibi a few years ago?
Of course,
Quibi, right? That really came and went. I was excited. I was kind of into it. It's so funny. It's that all over again. But these are very popular, cheap to make. They're like soap operas. Some are horror. Some are sort of a lot of fantasy, not really comedy. It needs to be like comedic elements in a drama, but they are literally like they call them micro dramas.
Oh yeah.
Micro dramas.
I shot something like that in Los Angeles last summer. It was a little
cool. There you go.
A little mystery web series. I didn't know they were called vertical series, but yes, I shot something exactly
verticals,
like that.
micro dramas. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So how did you flew out yourself out there? Or did they fly you? Oh wow.
No,
okay,
I flew out there myself. They paid for the time that I was on set, but I took care of everything else myself because I just wanted to be part of the experience.
Is that out? Is that on like one of the apps or not yet?
Yeah. I forgot what it was because it was released so long ago, but yes, it's out.
An actor I've cast a lot on What Would You Do at ABC, the show I work on. He's going from vertical to vertical in LA. It's amazing. He is like in demand because now they're like the new soaps. So now we have like micro drama stars, right? So, and SAG, you might have heard SAG recently made a verticals contract. So now union people can do them. So, and like now, what did I just read? Lifetime is now doing verticals, and another company, oh God, it wasn't Netflix, but it was another big name, is now going to pump money into verticals. So it's not going away. They're still kind of like made fun of a little bit ish, you know, as sort of,
I would see why,
you know, because like the one you were on, was it kind of low budget ish?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Right. And like the writing, I'd love to write one. I have a friend who's writing some, but I guess the writing is pretty simple. But yeah, like you probably know every episode's only like 1 to 2 minutes.
Of course.
Which is funny because I've chopped up some of my fan films on TikTok into chapters. So I'm already kind of like on the precipice. So I'm like, someone like bring me on for a vertical. But those are getting very popular. So we're going to be seeing more of those. Hopefully we see some more in New England. That'd be great. You know,
awesome. All right, well, wonderful.
Right?
So looking forward to seeing when you produce one of those, and looking forward to seeing Murder Loves Company that's coming out.
I'll let you know. I'm hoping we can get the group together for some sort of premiere if you want to drive a few hours again.
Oh, please,
that'd be fun.
I'm absolutely down. Absolutely.
But
down.
the goal is, because many film festivals also take TV pilots, so that's a goal to submit it. And you know, there's like big festivals like Series Fest that focus on TV, so that'd be a goal. And at the bare minimum, putting it online ourselves, you know, and maybe having it air on local TV, like in Portland, Maine, maybe in Vermont, you know, like local access television. But it'd be nice for someone to, if not buy it outright, which is always the goal in TV, which is tough because TV's like crazier than ever right now. At least maybe support the show and want to donate money to maybe make more. So we'll see. We'll see. Right now, I'm just like, let me just finish editing this damn episode that's taking forever because we shot it almost a year ago, which is wild.
I know. Was it over the summer?
Like,
it was
like, it was late. It was the last week of May. It was like right before June, I remember. Because June 1st, I think, was our last day. So it was right after Memorial Day weekend. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
So yeah, I'm
you're
hoping to have
right.
it done by then. So usually I feel like things take at least a year. I'm always impressed when any indie filmmaker can get something done in less than a year. I'm like, okay, whoa. I have such a demanding freelance schedule that like, and then also I just need to chill.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be done soon. I'm very excited because the beginning's all edited and we really like it and it works. Yeah, I'm right around, I'm actually at the part where we meet you editing wise. So I'm about halfway through. So yeah, I'm
All
excited
right.
for people to see it.
Love it. Where can we find you, Mark J. Parker, to keep in touch with all the fantastic things you're doing? How can we find you on socials?
Thank you. Yeah, find me on socials. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at MJPPOV. That's my sort of film company. You'll see all my film stuff there. You can listen to my podcast. My pod Insta is at Release Date Rewind, where, like I mentioned, I talk about mostly movies, but some TV shows as well. Talk about music, pop culture from the past. So everything has to be at least 20 years old, all the way up to 100 years old. So we get nostalgic on that. So you can find me there on socials. And yeah, I'm on YouTube. You can see a lot of my films are free on YouTube. They're on a site I co-created called Sparrow. If you want to rent and give me a buck, that'd be nice. So yeah, I'm easy to find. You can find me.
All right. Love it. Listen to The Delicious Culture wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, SiriusXM, wherever you get your podcasts. If you have any feedback, comments, questions, whatever, concerns, anything about this episode, feel free to email us, thedeliciousculture@gmail.com, at The Delicious Culture on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Follow, subscribe, comment, like, share. It would be much appreciated. If you like us on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. If you like us on Apple, give us a written review. It really helps. And thank you again, Mark, for being on here. And we hope to have you come back just alone to tell like all of your show business stories, because I'm just so fascinated by it.
Yeah. Hey, let me know. This was so nice, John. And you got to get on my show sometime, but we need you to watch like some classic movies. Yeah. We got to you have some homework to do.
Yes, definitely. Count me in. I will definitely be there. All right, cool. For all of you listening and watching, let deliciousness ring.